goes. They have the Knee Black project in the north, from the north, further north, in Alaska, in the Golden Triangle. I think it's still part of the Golden Triangle, or?
It's close enough on a global scale to use as a reference. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So please, Rob, start.
All right, thank you. And I woke up 5 minutes ago. I one of these things where I hit 7 p.m. instead of 7 a.m. to wake up. But we better get on with it here while I haven't even had my morning coffee yet. But this will wake me up. And it's great to see many friends here who I actually met in social media. And a lot of people remember me for a lot of my adventures in mining and mineral exploration with my best friend, a Vizsla named Petal, who worked with me for 13 years in the office, out in the field, and last week she passed away. And you know what I learned from her, right at the top: never stop exploring, and that's what's motivated me. So my talk today is dedicated to her. So why should you look at Blackwolf? There's lots of stories out there. We're in numerous reasons. Today, we're very good value. We're just under $20 million market cap. We're underpinned by a large, high-grade, bulk mineable, polymetallic, volcanogenic massive sulfide deposit. There's copper, gold, in around the 1%. I'll get through the resource estimate. 1% copper range and 2-gram gold range. This is very good. It's the largest undeveloped of its type in the Northwest. We have an excellent shareholder base, 2 large institutional investors and a lot of management ownership. I'm from the Golden Triangle. I'm a 3rd-generation miner. I'm a geologist by training who grew up in the region. I probably know the geology better than anybody else out there. My technical team is just excellent. We're going to have 2 drill programs, both at Niblack, and the opportunity to be part of a new gold discovery that we're very excited to drill. And we have a vision for a hub and spoke mill arrangement in the Golden Triangle in the Northwest. And so most of you as retail investors, why should you buy? And there's, you know, the best reason is discoveries. It's the reason why I'm in the business, is the opportunity to go out and find something new. And we've been delivering excellent results over the past couple of years, drill results, new discoveries, new surface exploration discoveries that I'll be taking you through. So back to ownership, we have 33.1 million shares outstanding. We took over management of this company a couple of years ago. We have a very good board of directors. Delbrook Capital and Crescat are our 2 largest institutional holders. For many of you that follow Crescat, Crescat really likes to get behind deals in terms of some of their marketing. They haven't started doing that yet. When they put their shoulder in behind companies, you can have really great successes and real premiums to share prices, such as like SK Mining and others in the area. So, and actually quite a few institutional holders. Kai's brought in different investors. He's a shareholder. Actually, he came in with a lot of us when we took over management of the company. So here's the location: Southeast Alaska, right on the border with Canada. Niblack is on Prince of Wales Island. It's a historic producer. There's been a lot of work done on this property. There's been almost $70 million in historic spending, 440 drill holes. Hyder are new claims we staked, 4 different properties right outside of my hometown. So what's our strategy? Our long, in junior exploration and mining, you have a lot of different stepping stones, but what is our vision to ultimately add value? Since Niblack is located right on Tidewater, we're in a great opportunity where we can take our ore anywhere we want. There are many other deposits, companies that are in similar situations or on the road network in Southeast Alaska or Northwest BC that we've been looking at combining resources with. more mining companies, in fact, should be doing this. It's lower impact on the environment, lower capital costs, lower risk. So look for some news on this. We've been looking to add a site that's already permitted that would really de-risk our projects by having them processing our ore in an already permitted site. So later I can tell you a little bit more about this vision and some of the stellar economics and some of the projects we've been talking with. So it's a good-sized property. For many of you that have been in the resource space for a while, if you remember Nevsun Resources and their Bisha deposit in Eritrea, it's uncannily a similar deposit. It's almost the same, even though it's on the other side of the planet. It's of a similar geological age, geochemistry, and we're approaching it the same way. It's a 9 million ton system, but I believe we can get to 30 million tons here. So as I mentioned, lots of work, underground workings, a lot of sunk costs that have already been committed to the project. I believe that the project is economic right now, but we do want to grow it up to the size where we can really have excellent economics and de-risk the project. And lots of other infrastructure on site, docks, barges, which will enable us to do low-cost, year-round exploration, which is unique in the Golden Triangle. Honestly, our biggest contribution to the deposit to date that our team has put in is it's not really actually that of much of a complex revelation, but it was actually a graduate student that did it. This is a VMS deposit that it's like a layer of within a layered cake. And what this master's student revealed is actually that the sequence, instead of being right side up, is upside down, but it's been folded. And so it was previously thought to be folded like this. It's actually the other way around. And actually then it was folded again. And so what that did for us, and we showed it with some excellent drill results, is that the deposit is wide open for expansion. And so with subsequent rounds of drilling, we already showed it with like some 10% copper equivalent numbers, and I'll get to those results in a sec, that we can grow this deposit significantly and make new discoveries. So our current resource base is quite large. There's 5.6 million tons of resources here, indicated resources rather, and as well as 3.4 million tons of inferred. This is going to change within the next month because we are updating this resource estimate. There's been multiple rounds of drilling subsequent to this, so expect in a month or a little bit longer that that should be what we think will be an excellent catalyst for this project. Some of the recent drill holes that we've pulled off, and we're talking about 4 different commodities here, so it gets a little bit long, but some of our highlight holes, and this is an area with no resources yet, of 7.6 meters of like 10% copper equivalent. Beautiful stuff. In my meeting room, I have some samples from here that are really quite spectacular. But it's also the main zone, the lookout zone, is a wide ore body. It's over 120 meters wide at its widest, so it's all amenable to bulk underground mining methods. Now, with these VMS systems, and if you look at Bisha or other districts, Greens Creek, which is operated by Hecla in the area, is you can find all sorts of deposits along the same horizon. So we're going to be testing some of these new areas. And the deposit is wide open for expansion. All of the drill holes in this slide are where the deposit has not been stepped out from, that we will be stepping out from in our first round of drilling with these 4 drill holes. We'll be drilling up and down dip, and you also have the opportunity to drill from underground. So just going to switch gears to a project that is actually very close to my heart, because this is where our family has spent the past 3 generations exploring outside of Stewarton, BC, and Hydra, Alaska. Now, most of the Golden Triangle is in Canada. We're the only, geology doesn't follow borders. We're the only company that is exploring on the Alaska side of the border. And you know, a lot of people, including myself, have asked, you know, what's the reason for this? I was very lucky that I have a lot of historical data from my family and from some friends. And I was going through, my father passed away about 10 years ago, and I was going through a bunch of his old materials. And I found this remarkable story of these crazy old miners that literally mined in a glacier, looking for the source of very high-grade gold, 22,000 gram per ton gold. And for years, they put in hundreds and hundreds of meters of ice tunnels until they found one vein. It's very small. There's veins all over the place, but one vein that had 330 ounces, that's a lot of gold, in maybe 120 kilos. And so then they're like, okay, we're out. This is enough, because it was so crazy. We haven't died yet. And so that ice is long gone. And so it's our intent out here to find what is very similar to some of the richest deposits in the world, such as Brucejack. This is the location. You see the little dog and the two men there in the ice tunnel? And the glacier has long melted. So this is an excellent target, but my favorite target out here, which I can't believe, this is the best drill. I've spent most of my career in the Golden Triangle. My last company I sold to a developer called Ascot. It was called IDM Mining. And I can't believe that this deposit is out here and has never been drilled. And I didn't believe it until an old timer said, yeah, there's a 30-meter wide vein here. And I was like, yeah, that's BS. I want to go see for myself. I flew out here in a helicopter, and there it is. And we got some very, very good grades out of it. So we're going to sit right at the top. This is an excellent location. It's right next to that company, Ascot, that it is developing a new mine. It's right next to a road. And it's very rare to find something that looks this good. If any of you follow Goliath Resources, it's a very similar looking structure. That's what Quentin Hennig told me. And literally right on the border with Canada. And there's no international challenges to work. But very good grades, such as that sample there, 30 grams of gold and 2,800 grams of silver with copper. And so we actually just staked more new claims with excellent prospects on it. So in summary, why should you look at us again? Again, great share structure. We have, albeit sometimes late, talented exploration team. We're going to have a multi-commodity drilling program, both copper and gold, silver. We have a vision for the future, a path to development, and we're certainly underpinned by the largest undeveloped VMS deposit in Southeast Alaska. So thank you for your time. Sean Kunkun, thanks for almost covering for me here this morning. And take any questions. Mike.
I don't really have any questions, Rob. I just want to see you drill Cantu, and let's see what we have there.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, maybe we can have an outlook. What are the next steps? So you're drilling now?
So our next couple of catalysts, we're actually waiting for our drill permits for both projects. And so as soon as we receive those, we will announce them. As mentioned, we are going to have a resource estimate. And then at the end of June, early July. Yep. We will we'll be hoping to commence drilling in July at Cantu, and probably in August in Niblack. We are going to be looking at potentially doing a small raise in the future, still at a little over $1 million cash, and then but we so stay tuned if there's any interest from any. Not that I'm supposed to be soliciting. Yes, Sean.
For the layman like myself, a non-technical investor, you say you have 9 million tons. What does that mean in terms of number of ounces of gold or pounds of copper?
Sure, it skirted through there in terms of volume, but it's almost 500,000 ounces of gold. within it, 460,000 ounces in all categories. So most of that's in the indicated category. And then there's about 160 million pounds of copper, so that's $1 billion worth of copper. There's about double that of zinc. And there's a little over 9 million ounces of silver, your favorite.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right.